What if the most romantic Valentine's Day dessert didn't come from a restaurant, but actually came from your own oven? And what if making the perfect souffle is way easier than you think? Today I'll show you how to make a chocolate souffle with a cherry port reduction. So before we get started on making our soufflés, the first thing that you want to do is actually preheat your oven. We're going to set it to 400 degrees on bake. While that's preheating, you're going to start building your ramekins. We're going to get them ready. So the first thing that you want to do is we're going to grease it with some butter and then line it with sugar. So I'm grabbing my butter here. All right. And we're just going on the inside of the ramekin. And now I'm going to go in with my fingers and just really make sure that you're getting all the sides greased and also that bottom as well, because we need that sugar to stick to something. We don't want a lot because remember that souffle is primarily made with egg whites. So if there's too much fat in this, it's gonna deflate. So just a small amount. Now I'm going in with some sugar. Just a small amount in each. And then now, we're gonna tap it on all the sides. I like to put my bowl at the bottom and then just rotate above it so that it catches any excess. And it should look like this, completely coated in that sugar. So now both of my ramekins are sugared. The reason why we want sugar on the outside, because the soufflés need something to cling to as they rise in the oven. So now I'm gonna put these to the side and we're gonna start making our egg whites. To my bowl, I'm gonna be adding in 2 egg whites. And then we're gonna start whipping them. Now I'm at a frothy stage, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take our sugar and we're gonna slowly dust it in while I'm mixing, because we want this to get nice and glossy. Nice, stiff peaks. Now you can absolutely do this by hand, but look at me, come closer. If you have a hand mixer, please use it. It's gonna help you so much. So now we're gonna take our egg whites and we're gonna put this in the fridge and let it rest. Now we're gonna be making the chocolate base for the souffle. So I'm gonna be melting my chocolate and butter in my pan. Going to a low simmer. Right, and then now we're gonna add in our chocolate. This is dark chocolate. And then our butter, 2 tablespoons. And we're just gonna let this melt together. My chocolate is completely melted and smooth. The butter is in there. It's nice and glossy, so that's what you're looking for. So now we're gonna make the base. So my bowl and my melted chocolate is going right in. Make sure you get all of it. That's all delicious. To this, I'm gonna be adding in my egg yolks. You wanna make sure that you're stirring because we don't want to cook our eggs. So we're adding those in and give it a really, really quick stir. So the reason why I want to stir as soon as I put in my eggs in there is because if I don't, they might actually potentially curdle on you and you'll get scrambled eggs, and we don't want scrambled chocolate eggs. So it's nice and smooth, and now I'm gonna go in with the rest of my ingredients. So I'm adding in some freshly brewed espresso. You can use a strong coffee as well. This is just gonna enhance the flavor of that chocolate. Some vanilla. And then a pinch of salt. Again, this is just gonna enhance that sweetness. We're just mixing everything together. It might look like it's starting to separate on you. Just keep mixing and I promise you it's gonna come together. And now you have a beautiful glossy batter right here. All right, and now we're gonna add in our egg whites that we whipped before. So we have our stiff egg whites right over my head, not falling over on me, okay? And we're gonna add this in 2 batches, okay? We don't wanna add the whole thing right into the bowl because it's gonna deflate our eggs that we worked so hard on whipping. So I'm adding in half right into the bowl. All right, and we're folding, all right? Folding it in, just gentle. You can give it a little bit of a mix to kind of help spread it out, and then again, go into that folding motion. Honestly, this is probably the hardest part of the recipe. besides whipping those egg whites if you do it by hand. Don't do it. All right, I'm looking to get rid of all of those white streaks before I go in with my second half. And the same thing, we're just gonna fold until we get rid of all of those white streaks. So my batter is all done, so now we're actually gonna let this rest in the fridge for about 5 to 10 minutes before we fill our ramekins. Now we're gonna make our cherry port reduction. This is our sauce that's gonna finish our souffle. Absolutely delicious. We're using port wine. If you don't wanna use port wine or any type of alcohol, you can absolutely use pomegranate juice or cherry juice. So to my pan, I'm adding in my port, my cherries, these are pitted, lemon juice for a little tartness, and then my sugar. Now, we're gonna bring this to a medium high. So once everything is to my pan, I'm now gonna give this a mix to kind of help that sugar reach the bottom and help it actually dissolve a little bit. And then we're just gonna let this simmer all the way through until it's glossy. So my batter has chilled, and now we're gonna fill the ramekins, and we're gonna evenly divide this between the two. Now we're gonna smooth out the tops. Nice and smooth. Now I'm gonna add these to my sheet pan, and we're going into the oven. My oven again is at 400 degrees. I'm loading right in. And now I'm gonna lower my temperature. I'm lowering it to 375. We're gonna set our timer for 15 minutes. Now the reason why you wanna start at 400 and then lower as soon as you put your soufflés in is because we wanna initially melt the butter on the outside of the ramekins, and then that gentle heat is what's gonna give us that beautiful rise that we're looking for a soufflé. Ooh, they're beautiful, look how much they rose. So you wanna be gentle when you're taking them out because they're so fragile and wobbly that if any slight movement might deflate them. Now we're gonna decorate and we're gonna move to our plate. Topping it with our cherries that we made, and it's gonna become almost like a molten chocolate cake. And then now, I'm gonna top it with some whipped cream. You can do vanilla ice cream as well if you want to, but I just love that little bit of whipped cream. Oh, look how jiggly they are. It's perfect. I just want a little bit more confectioner sugar right on top. If you're cooking for someone special this Valentine's Day, make this chocolate souffle.